Hello Virgos, welcome to your mid-month tune-up for December 2019. Keep in mind this is a general reading. Thank you for your patience. It's a busy time of year. Let's see what's going on. Holy Spirit, Angel, Divine Guides, Universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Virgos for the middle of December 2019. What do you see? What do they need to know to reach your higher ground, become closer to universe and closer to divine? Any messages you have? No, we cannot have the table shaking. That's one thing we can't have. Any messages you have to help them reach your higher ground, become closer to universe and closer to divine for their greater good would be greatly appreciated. And I know for damn sure if the table was shaking, it would have driven you guys nuts. Of all 12 zodiac signs, Capricorns being number 2, and I can say that because I'm a Capricorn. Okay, can you please show me general energies for Virgo, middle of December 2019? What are their general energies they can expect? Queen of Cups in reverse. Alrighty, and if this reading resonates, consider a personal reading. My rates, my info, and email are below. Send me an email, and we can go ahead and set that up. In your challenge position, you have the Ace of Swords in the upright. And put up your requests for your 2020 Sun Moon readings. While you're waiting for those to be done, check out your 2019 Sun Moon readings in my playlist. Yes, I will resume getting back to them after I've caught up. Advice position, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And how will Virgos be moving out of the middle of December and forward from this reading? Whenever you see this, the Ten of Swords in the upright. Make sure you ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and or please donate below. I don't want to start running ads like everybody else. I never would anyways. Trust me. I can't stand ads and videos. Alrighty. So, okay. So I totally got, and I've never seen the movie. I just know the reference to it. It was Moonlight or something. The one that Cher was in where she's like, snap out of it. I feel like that's what's going on, but I feel like that's what people are telling you, and it's easier said than done in regards to that. So we have the Queen of Cups here in reverse, and your emotions have run amok, okay? I feel like usually when I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, I feel like it's allowing your emotions to get the best of you, allowing your emotions to make decisions for you, whether they're in business, love, family, or what have you, and you're really having a hard time getting a grip. And that's why I get the snap out of it, but we know it's not easy to do that. It's super, super hard. I know it's super difficult to kind of like take some deep breaths and not make emotional decisions. So this is what, and if you want to know what some of the emotions are that are associated with the Queen of Cups, first of all, like just runaway train emotions can be one. Batshit crazy can be another. It could be feeling needy or jealous or vindictive or just emotional in general. Now, I will preface this by saying that if it is not you, obviously it's somebody that's affecting you during this period. That's very possible because I know people are going to come into the comments and be like, oh, it's not me, it's his ex that shows up on my doorstep with rocks or whatever. Yeah, I don't know where I went with that, but now the snap out of it I'm getting for the Ace of Swords, because this is the challenge position, and this is where they're kind of saying that your challenge is triumphing over this, moving on from this, having the clarity to see that you kind of need to leave this behind. You need to have the power to leave this behind. You need to kind of mow a new path for yourself and kind of head out in that direction, kind of go out to sea and leave it on the shore. And that's a challenge for you. You can't see how to go about doing that. So the Ace of Swords to me can be very cathartic. It can be like just kind of cutting out something and being like, okay, I'm going to cut it out of my life. I'm done with it. I'm going to move on instead of kind of dwelling and hanging out. But I know a lot of you can overanalyze. You get caught up in details. You want to be fixers. Can I fix it somehow? Surely there has to be a way to do this instead of just being like, look, I can't fix it. Let me just cut it out and move on. And that's really kind of taking your power back when you do that. Okay. Now, and once you feel that rush, you'll be like, oh, yes. Now, advice card is telling you, can you not see how this is affecting practical matters in your life? You being like this, Look around you. Is it affecting your finances, your home? Is it affecting how you work? Is it affecting how your family or your friends react to you? Are you seeing failures in pockets of your life and they're kind of telling you, like, snap out of it? Look around you, see what it's doing, and just realize, this has to end and you have to move on from this. And I see you ending it as you move on from this reading or the middle of December, because we have the Ten of Swords here. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to hurt. It's going to be very painful. And that's probably why you're resisting it as much as you can. It's probably going to be your darkest days you've ever had. But, you got to kind of like hunker down and do it and get it over with, because the sooner you get it, over and done with, the sooner you can move on to something else. Baby steps, taking it day by day and all that stuff. I heard a quote recently. I was reading this book, and it was a quote from Dr. Phil, and I think it was the worst thing about staying in, and it was a relationship, but let's modify it to say the worst thing about staying in something for a year is to stay in it for like 1 year and a day, or like anything worse than staying in something that's bad for you a month is staying in it for a month and 1 day. You know what I mean? So why add on that extra day? Just kind of be like, okay, let me just get it done. Let me cut it out of my life and let me move on from this. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but sometimes, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? So take your power back and be powerful. Get on top of the mountain. Okay. Why is this Queen of Cups here in reverse for Virgos for the middle of December? Who is this person? What is this energy? Additional messages for Virgos. Why is this Queen of Cups here middle of December for Virgos? Who is this person? What is this energy? You're trying to fix this. Okay. So what I'm getting is that you're I almost feel like it's a situation where there's a conflict, and maybe somebody is like, you know what, it's done. The only way that we can go on is just to go on separately, or the only way we can go on is just be done with this. The only way we can be done with this is just not to be focusing on all these issues that we have or whatever. That's the only way that things are gonna, and I feel like you're not having that. Okay, I feel like you don't, whatever resolution is being proposed to you, you're not interested in it. And I see the Strength card here in the upright, and I usually don't get this from the Strength card, and that is the card of Leo, if that resonates. So, and I see the Queen of Wands, fire sign, so somebody could be involved with a Leo or have it in your chart. But I feel like you're telling yourselves, with the Strength card, there's a way that we can do this. I feel like you're trying to cajole, is that a word? Cajole somebody, convince somebody, stroke them and say, no, hush, hush, hush. There's a better way to do this. I know I can fix this. Just, kind of give me a chance. We'll just kind of figure this out. And I feel like you're trying to, and despite their efforts of them saying, being the lion here and saying no, being the beast, and maybe they're even getting to that point. And remember, this does not have to be a love reading. This can be, in any aspect. It could be a colleague or a friend or a family member or whatever. You're kind of saying to yourself, no, shh, it's fine. We can fix this. And I don't really feel like you're listening to what they're kind of telling you, how it can be fixed. You don't like how they want to fix it. And with the Queen of Wands, and I feel like that's your energy, you kind of saying, if I fix this, if I do this my way, I'm going to take my power. I'm going to have control over this. I'm going to have power over this. I'm going to feel good. People are going to look up to me. They're going to kind of admire me for how I just kind of grabbed this and fixed it. Okay. Or how I made it better. And I don't think, I think you should go with their proposition. I really do. Because I feel like whoever this person is, they're done. And they're like, I want to be over with this. I don't want to talk about it anymore. If it's a project, I don't want to try, B and C. Let's just go with A. But I feel that you feel like you have this power to kind of, because the Queen of Wands can be very social. She can make people do her bidding without realizing it. Same thing with the Strength card to me. It's having this, power over somebody and getting them to do your bidding without them realizing it. And I feel like this is what you're kind of trying to do. And you're thinking that through perseverance, this can happen. I'm feeling like this other energy is very resistant to this. Why is this Ace of Swords here in the upright? Who is this person? What is this energy? Additional messages for the Ace of Swords in the upright in a challenge position for Virgos, middle of December 2019. Who is this person? What is this energy? All right. Okay, so you don't want to, you're having some sort of, like I said, something in mind. For some of you, I feel like you're either being like, you're either holding on to, so you're being nostalgic about something, so it could be something in regards to the past, or you're having ideas, like idealizing something, and you can't let go of it. For others of you, you're treating this person or these people like children, like, you know, naughty, okay, I know what you're saying, but you don't mean what you're saying, you know, and I feel like you keep on kind of going back to that. I see the Hierophant here, which is the card of Taurus, and again, I keep on feeling like you're telling yourself, if I handle this in a different way, a smarter way, if I become wiser, then I can kind of get them to do my bidding, or I can kind of make them follow the path that I want them to follow. I can get them to respect my wishes that I want. And I feel you're kind of lingering on that, and you're very dependent on that with this Nine of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, this is the way that you want it to kind of go, and you're really dependent on them doing what you would like them to do. And if you kind of look at it and you take a step back, you're going to realize that your vision or whatever has it has grown heads on it. It isn't what it originally was. Now it has become, and I said this in the Leo reading because it came up in there, ego can be a really strong thing. Sometimes we don't even realize how it grows and expands and morphs into something, into this beast that just like takes things over. And I feel like that's part of what's going on here. And the challenge is for you to just say, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Let me just move on. Let's do what this person suggested. Let's do what they said. Well, with the Ten of Pentacles here for advice, they're telling you and looking and seeing how it is affecting aspects of your life negatively. I feel like productivity is down for you. I feel like this is consuming you. I feel like you're putting way more energy into this than other aspects of your life. And it's affecting things. If you take a step back and look at it, you're going to see that it does affect the daily. Why is this Ten of Pentacles here? Okay, here's the Three of Wands in the upright. Here's the Tower card in reverse. Okay, and they're saying if you let this go and you kind of look and explore some other opportunities that are out there, if you expand your vision, again, I feel like you got caught in this bubble of ego or the bubble of, hey, let's do it this way, and you're just kind of you know, cycling through that. And they're saying if you just kind of take this step back, because Three of Wands, I'm getting that, taking a step back, survey the landscape, survey everything that's done, take a really, you know, kind of look at it. And if you do that, you'll kind of see, if you let everything kind of fall apart, if you let it take its course, if you go along with this person suggested, you're going to come out of it. And after you come out of it, you're going to say to yourself, you know what, that was really the best thing to do, and I stayed in it, and I fought it, and I you know, fought the change, and I was resistant to it way longer than I should have been. If I had let go before, it would be fine, because here I am now out of it, and it now I see why it had to be this way, but I couldn't see it when I was in it. A lot of times you can't see things when you're in it. And that's with the Judgment card here. They're saying your judgment is skewed. You're not seeing things with clarity. You're not seeing things like they should be. And the Judgment card could be this voice that's inside of you that is being powered by, you know, this your inner critic that you have, you know, criticizing you, and you listening to that voice that you're so used to listening to, instead of kind of stepping back and saying, okay, the way that I'm going about this is really the wrong way of going about things. And again, that kind of goes back to ego and everything we talked about. Whether you perpetuate the ending or not, I see it happening in the middle of December, or as you move on from this reading, or move on from the middle of December. I don't know what the catalyst is. I don't know who causes it. But it does end. But then they're telling you there's brighter days ahead with the Sun card. I'm really getting Leo from this too. Yeah, there's a breakup. With the Two of Cups in reverse, sometimes I get a lot of nasty things that come along with that. I'm not getting that with this. With this, I'm getting, hey, you know what? It didn't work out. It was just one of these things. It just wasn't meant to be. It was two people who didn't have an understanding, and we couldn't get that understanding back, and we couldn't be on the same page, and we could have sat there and we could have argued indefinitely and butted heads for a longer period than we had to, or we could have just let it go. What's that James? What's that song? Just let it go, let it be. Why don't you be you and I'll be me, right? Let it go. Why don't you be you? I'm out of tune. I'm out of key because I can't think of it. But it's James something. Why don't you be you and I'll be me? Yeah, I would have to hear the song to sing it in key. But that's what I'm kind of getting. Why don't you be you, and what did I just say? And I'll be me. Why don't you be you and I'll be me? Just let it go. And the Star card here is to say, you'll come out of this. It'll be fine. I mean, once you kind of accept, hey, this wasn't meant to be, and I should stop forcing it down these channels, and I'm trying to force it down and fit it into this box that it doesn't belong in, you're going to have this whole release. And there's two cards here that are saying, after the storm, you'll come out of it. And you'll say, God, why did I resist it for so long? Look at how much it ate of my life. Look how it affected my life. And with the Star card, did I mention that was Aquarius? You'll come out of this, and I have two cards here talking about coming out of the destruction. The Tower card precedes the Star card, actually. But it says you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, you know what? I got through that, and I'm pretty resilient. And I'm going to wash in this water, and I'm going to wash myself of everything, and I'm going to renew myself, and I'm going to go forward with a different perspective and move into something else. So you see that you do have the ability to do it. It's not always the mighty lion. Well, that's really not a good, because the lion is the other person, but it's not always really how powerful you are. Sometimes just kind of laying down your swords, or just kind of giving in, or just kind of realizing something and setting ego aside will get you to a better place, even though a lot of us don't like to do that. So that is what I have for you, Virgos. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. Put up your request for your 2020 Sun Moon readings. Check out your 2019 Sun Moon readings in my playlist. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Insta. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate in the link below. Otherwise, adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.